Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Shiyuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Sabadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namo Sute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarvyas Chakrupa Sindhubhyaye Vachapatitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Isvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the purest knowledge, Pavitram. Nahi jnanena sadarsam pavitram iha vidyate. That's what Krishna is teaching us. So there is nothing else is purer than this Bhagavad Gita. Nahi jnanena sadarsam pavitram iha vidyate. Tatsvayam yoga samsiddha kalen atmani vindati. So we will be able to enjoy in the due course of time when we follow this Bhagavad Gita, we will be able to achieve yoga samsiddha. So we will be able to get this status of yoga. So the perfection, we will get it. Definitely. It's going to be happening. There is no doubt. So it's simply a matter of time. But we know how to get it by Krishna's causeless mercy. Krishna is giving us that knowledge. That's what is very important. So we understand that from Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us very clearly that only his devotees can get all this knowledge. Only Krishna's devotees. We have to be a devotee of Krishna to get this knowledge. That's why this is the most confidential knowledge. We know that even in our modern science also, not everybody is a scientist, not everybody is expert in everything. Even doctors, if they want to become experts, they will become expert in some certain field, certain specialization. That's it. So that's what is happening in this material world. Nobody can be expert in every field. But if we don't know this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, then we don't know anything that many times in the past I have discussed about it. So similarly here, the one important point here is that when we get this full knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so that means Krishna is teaching us that we don't even have to know anything else. So that means we don't even have to become expert in anything else. If you are expert in Bhagavad Gita. So we need to know the difference, what I'm trying to say. Like in this material world, if you want to become specialist in something or expert in something, only we know that thing a lot. That's it. But we don't know anything else. But if you know Bhagavad Gita fully, if we become expert of this Bhagavad Gita, if we understand this Bhagavad Gita completely, all the slokas, 18 chapters, 700 verses. Whatever Krishna is teaching in this Bhagavad Gita, fully, completely. Krishna is giving us so much knowledge actually. It's a lot. Just very small book only. So just only 18 chapters, 700 verses only. But the knowledge given here is complete. Krishna is teaching that asya sataka. Completely I am teaching. Yajnatva mokshashe asubhat. If we get this knowledge, if we understand this knowledge, we are freed from the miseries of material existence. Yajnatva napunar mogham evam yasasi pandava. If we get this knowledge, we are never ever going to be bewildered again. That's what Yajnatva napunar mogham evam yasasi pandava. Yajnatva neka bhuyo anyade jnatavyam avasisyate. If you get this knowledge, then there is nothing else is there for us to understand. Nothing else is there for us to know. So that, like that, Krishna is teaching in many slokas that Yajnatva, like that. Yajnatva means by knowing this. If we just become a devotee of Krishna, because with this knowledge we'll become a devotee of Krishna, then we'll be able to understand the tattva. The tattva is the truth, the fact, the real tattva about our life. What this life is, we'll understand. If you get this complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Manushyanam sahasresu kaschit yatati siddhaye yatatamapi siddhanam kaschin mambeti tattvataka. So the tattva is only very rare. People only very rarely they will know. So out of 1,000, only one will endeavor for perfection, and of those, only one will hardly know about me in truth. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataka. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataka. Tyaktva degam punarjanmanayeti mameti suarjuna. If you just understand this tattva, that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. If you just understand this very important fact, then if you know his transcendental appearance and activities, then after we die, we are not going to get another body. Namam karmani limpanti name karma pale sprikaga itimam yo vijanati karma bihi nasabadhyade. Namam karmani limpanti name karma pale sprikaga. So my activities, they don't bind me. Namam karmani limpanti. They don't bind me. Name karma pale sprikaga. Nor do I desire the results of activities. That means nor am I after the results of these activities. Of course, Krishna gets what he wants. That is different thing. But Krishna is not after anything. Krishna is after only one thing. Krishna is asking us to constantly remember him, but he is only after one thing, that he is trying to convince us to go to Goloka. That is the meaning. In this world, there are so many different religions. People try to convert also the religious conversions in different ways. All such things are happening. So like that here, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is his own matam. This is my matam. So Krishna is saying that matam means, it is translated as religion. Krishna is saying that ye me matam nitam nityam anutistanti manavam. So anyone who follows my instructions, my injunctions, so they will come to me. Saddhavanto anasuyanto muchyante tepi karma bhigi. So that is the one thing Krishna is after. Krishna wants us to forget this material world, to give up everything in this material world and just go with him. He is with us. He is with us all the time. He is waiting. Krishna is very anxiously waiting for us to tell him, Krishna, I am done with this world. I don't want anything else here. Let's go. For that where only Krishna is waiting. If we tell him, then Krishna is so happy, Krishna will take us to Goloka. That's why Krishna is with us in this material world. Imagine if everyone in this material world is a devotee of Krishna. Then there is no need for this material world at all. Because Krishna is teaching us that if you remember me, if you think of me at the time of death, you will come to me. And if you come to me, you will not come back again here. That's what Krishna is teaching us. So if everyone is a devotee of Krishna, everyone thinks of Krishna, remembers Krishna at the time of death, then everyone will go to Goloka. So then that means there is no need for this material world at all. This material world itself is so huge. It's very huge in terms of length. If we just take length, like if we study, even start with the physics or chemistry or any subject, science subject we do, especially the unit system is very important. If we are very good at the unit system, the basic units like MLT, like right, mass, length, and time scales. So that's what MLT. So in that, time also goes backward and forward, also infinity. Time tends to infinity only. But if you look at the length, in the length, so just in terms of distance, so length is just the distance between two objects. Or if we just think about that, so now we see that in this universe, if we just go from here to maybe from moon, it's very far. Sun, it's even very, very far. So then from the nearby solar system, it's even very far. So here we can talk about first in terms of like distance-wise meter, kilometer, and then we will say that it is millions of kilometers, then billions, then you cannot even use the word kilometer. Even you cannot use the word meter. Then we will bring the new unit called light year. So that means the distance to which the light travels in one whole year at the speed of 3 times 10 to the power 8 meter per second. It's a very, very high velocity. So that's what you call it as one light year is in one whole year, 365 days. When light travels in that speed, how much time it takes for the light to come from sun to earth? So it's only in terms of minutes. So if it goes like one whole year, if it goes in this speed, so that means when we talk about millions of light years, billions of light years, that's what the nearby galaxies and other things. So it's so huge, it's beyond our imagination. But also, if you look at the students or professors, the teachers who study about our body, especially the biology or about the cells and everything. So they will say that you start with the millimeter only, they will start with. They can't even think about meter. Millimeter itself is such a huge unit. So that is our thumb. So the thickness of our thumb is so much millimeter, something like that. But if you go into that, if we zoom in, so then it gets into millimeter, then micrometer, then nanometer, picometer, all such things. It goes into 10 to the power negative, it's a femtometer, like that. It goes on very, very small, tiny. So the atoms, so even the electrons, protons, we cannot even see that. So that's what we are studying. So that is all this matter. Everything is matter. If you go to Goloka, this material world itself is not needed. If everyone goes to Goloka, then there is no need for this material world at all. But is it going to happen? No way. If that happens, Krishna is very, very happy. Krishna would have made everyone as his devotees, and everyone will be there to go into Goloka and enjoy them. So we need to understand, this is the fact, this is the reality. We need to understand, based on this Bhagavad Gita, that not everyone will be interested to come to Goloka, to take shelter into this Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is teaching us that idam jnanam upashitya mama sadharmyam agata sargepi nopajayante pralaye navyadanti. If anyone takes shelter into this knowledge, will attain my nature. Mama sadharmyam agata. Then when this material world is created, they won't come here. They don't take birth here. And when this material world is annihilated, they are not disturbed. So that's what Krishna is teaching us. Sarge pinopajayante pralaye navyatanti. But there is statistics. So everything we talk in terms of statistics here. So that's what earlier I mentioned. That statistics is that only 1 in 1,000. Only 1 in 1,000 will take serious in this. So that means we cannot make everyone devotees of Krishna. That is simply not going to happen. So when we become devotees of Krishna, then we are not interested in this material world at all, because we are not after the material sense objects. Our goal is only Krishna, Goloka, pleasing Krishna. So that way, since we are not interested in anything in this material world, we can simply do all kinds of welfare activities, engage ourselves. We don't have to fight for the resources in this material world because Krishna is supplying everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaga sarvam pravatade. Krishna is going to take care of us very, very well. That's what he's doing it. He's doing it every day. He's taking care of us very well. That's the reason we are able to come and study this Bhagavad Gita every day. What we are doing is not at all an ordinary activity. We are continuing. We finished the entire Bhagavad Gita, 700 lectures. Now we again started and we finished 30 slokas in the first chapter. And time goes just like that. Before the pandemic started, we started our Bhagavad Gita. I believe sometime in the year 2019. So middle of or third quarter of 2019, something like that. So we finished entire Bhagavad Gita. Now we started just the beginning of this year on first day, January 1st, 2022. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are making progress. We are studying and we are getting so much knowledge and we are enjoying. That is the main reason we are here. All of us are enjoying. This is the real enjoyment because at this point of time, we are not even thinking about anything in this material world. We don't even have to think about anything in this material world because this point of time, we are all enjoying, remembering Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So just by studying this Bhagavad Gita, putting all these efforts in pleasing Krishna, so our life is going to be very, very blissful. That's what we are experiencing with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is saying that Bhaktyat Vananyaya Sakya Aham Evam Vido Arjuna Jnatum Drashtum Cha Tatvena Praveshtum Cha Paranta. So Bhaktyat Vananyaya Sakya. So without any deviation, if we are just able to devote our life, Bhaktya, devotion. So devotion without any deviation. That is what is very important. Devotion without deviation. We are going to, Krishna is teaching us that Bhaktyat Vananyaya Sakya Aham Evam Vido Arjuna. So then we can know about Krishna. What did Krishna say in the 7th chapter, third sloka? Manushyanam Sagasresu Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye Yatatam Abhisiddhanam Kaschin Mam Veti Tattvataga. Mam Veti Tattvataga means they understand about me. They will know about me, only hardly one. So here, Aham Evam Vido Arjuna. So they will know me. How? Devotion without deviation. So then we can know about Krishna fully. That's what is very important. Devotion without deviation. Bhaktyat Vananyaya Sakya Aham Evam Vido Arjuna. Then Jnatum Drashtum Cha Tatvena Praveshtum Cha Parantapam. So we understand, we know it, Jnatum, we see it, Drashtum, then Praveshtum, we will enter into Krishna's well, Praveshtum Cha Parantapa. Jnatum Drashtum Cha Tatvena. So by knowing that Tattva, by knowing that fact, by knowing that everything about Krishna, we will enter into Krishna's well, Goloka. That's why Krishna is teaching us that Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati Avanyaschasmi Tattvataha Tato Mam Tattvato Jnatva Visatte Tat Anantaram. So again and again, Krishna is using this word Tattva, like that. Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati Avanyaschasmi Tattvataha. Only with the devotion we can understand about Krishna. So devotion without any deviation, that's what is going to help us to completely understand, know about Krishna and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and do everything for Krishna and simply depend on Krishna. Krishna gives us the knowledge, remembrance, everything Krishna gives because everything comes from him. That's what we need to know. Foolishly, just vimudana anupasyanti pasyanti jnana chakshusha. So a fool cannot see all these things. How we are giving up one body and getting another body and enjoying under the control of the modes of nature and struggling in this material world. A fool cannot see all those things. Even if he endeavors, even if he attempts to see, he cannot see that. Yatantopi akritatmano nainam pashyanti achetas. So that's what Krishna is teaching us. So only a person who is a devotee of Krishna, who has the eyes of knowledge, only he can see all those things. So we are able to see that. We are able to get this knowledge. We are able to understand everything in Bhagavad Gita. all our questions are completely answered in this Bhagavad Gita. So like Arjuna, when he asked so many questions to Krishna and he got the complete answers from Krishna, afterwards he did not have any more questions. So like that for us, we don't even have to ask any more questions because Arjuna has asked all the questions needed and we got all the answers are there. We just have to understand what questions Arjuna asked and what answers Krishna gave. That's it. So then we will not have any questions. If we understand this entire Bhagavad Gita fully, completely, then we will not have any more questions. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, as I said in the beginning, so we have finished 30 slokas in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So now Arjuna is actually telling Krishna what is his situation. Actually, we are understanding. So Arjuna told Krishna that in the previous sloka also we studied that Dristvemam Swajanam Krishna Yutsam Samupasitam Sidanti Mamagatrani Mukam Cha Parisusya. So by seeing all the kinsmen relatives assembled here, my limbs of my body are quivering and my mouth is drying up. Then Vepatuscha Sarire Me Romaharshascha Jayate Gandivam Sramshate Hastat Tvakshaiva Paridahyate Vepatuscha Sarire Me Romaharshascha Jayate. So my body, whole body, entire body is trembling. So my hairs are standing on end and my bow Gandiva is slipping from my hands and my skin is burning. So that's what Arjuna's situation in the battlefield. If you are not prepared, the same situation for us in this material world. When time is right, we need to make use of it fully and completely surrender unto Krishna. Otherwise, we will be in big trouble. It's waiting actually in this material world. That is the fact. As I mentioned yesterday, this is not a pessimistic attitude. This is the fact. We need to accept the fact as it is. That's what is very important. So my whole body is trembling. My hair is standing on end. My bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand and my skin is burning. That's what Arjuna said. Then we studied the next sloka. I studied the sloka number 13. Nacha saknomi avastatum brahmatyeva chame managa nimittani cha pasyami viparitani keshava. I can't stand here any longer. Nacha saknomi avastatum. I'm forgetting myself. Brahmatyeva chame manaha, my mind is reeling. Nimittani cha pasyami viparitani keshava. Oh Keshava, I am seeing only the causes of misfortune. Nimittani cha pasyami viparitam. Viparitam, that's what I am seeing there. So I don't think any good thing is going to come out of this war, this battle. That's what Arjuna is telling Krishna, that I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only causes of misfortune, O Krishna, killer of the Keshi demon. So that's what Arjuna is telling Krishna. So now Arjuna is continuing in the next sloka. Nachasreyo nupasyami hatva swajanam mahave nakankshe vijayam Krishna nacharatyam Sukanicha Nachasreyo anupashyami hatva swajanam ahave. So Nachasreyo anupashyami. Arjuna is telling that I don't see any good thing is going to come out of this war. I don't see. I don't think it is good for us. Nachasreyo anupasyami. I'm not seeing anything. By killing our own kinsman, hatva swajanam ahave, just by killing our own kinsman, I don't think anything good is going to come for me. So, Krishna, nakankshe vijayam, I don't desire any victory here. Nakankshe vijayam Krishna, Krishna, I don't desire any victory. Nakankshe vijayam Krishna, nacharajyam sukhanicha, I also don't want the happiness what I get from this kingdom. Nacharajyam sukanicha. I'm not after this material enjoyment. I don't want anything. That's what Arjuna is telling Krishna. So that's why Nachasheyo anupashyami hatva swajanam ahave nakankshe vijayam Krishna nacharajyam sukanicha. I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsman in this battle. Nor can I My dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. I don't want anything. Acharajam Sukhancha. That's what Arjuna is telling Krishna. So this is Arjuna's situation. We are understanding very clearly in this Bhagavad Gita. Our situation is also like that in this material world. We think that we are gaining. We think that we are enjoying in this material world, but that is nonsense. That is not true. We are cheating ourselves. That is the fact. So only by taking shelter unto Krishna, only by studying this Bhagavad Gita, following Krishna's instruction, we will really be able to enjoy only at that point of time. So by Krishna's mercy. So now we finish this sloka number 31 in the first chapter. Now let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Nami. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Nami. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Guruji. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. I kindly request the devotees to use the Zoom raise hand feature to ask your questions to Guruji. Okay, Guruji, it seems there are no questions. Thank you, Guruji, for today's class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Kandula Tirupati Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Guruji. No question, Guruji. I'm very happy to see you again. I recovered from Corona also. I am very happy. By the grace of Krishna, I recovered, Guruji. I am very happy. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Suresh Tabi Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Guruji, you said tattva. Tattva is what? Actually, our frame of mind, or like how is that like?
Tattva is the fact, truth. Tattva is the truth.
Tattva is truth. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Know about Krishna, knowing about Krishna, the fact, Tattva.
Okay, Guruji. Okay. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama. Palaniappan Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Today's class you have explained regarding devotion becomes deviation. Devotion becomes deviation. Can you give some more with some examples to
No, devotion without deviation.
Devotion without
deviation.
Oh, yes, sir.
Not devotion becomes deviation. Devotion without deviation. Devotion with no deviation. Yes.
With no deviation. Okay, understood. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Rajesh Malhotra, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sangavi Mataji, Hare Krishna. Satyendra Singh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Pranam.
Thank you, Guruji, for a beautiful, wonderful class. And today's class, you have said about the devotion without deviation. बिना विचलित हुए भगवान में devote करें. And that is the ज्ञान, real ज्ञान. Really wonderful class, wonderful learning day by day. And daily we are learning a new thing, some new way of bhakti to Lord Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you, Guruji. I hope our devotion will grow day by day.
Yes. Krishna's mercy, it will happen.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. T.M. Shankar Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
No questions, Prabhu. I think we are doing good.
Yes, Prabhu. Krishna has made sure we are able to
Yes,
study
Prabhu.
everything and understand, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Mithun Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. How are you?
Hare Krishna. By Krishna's mercy, I am fine, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Guruji, for the wonderful class. So, Guruji, I was thinking, in spite of our Lord being Supreme Lord, he had to be born in jail, and from childhood itself, people
Yeah,
attempted to kill him.
that's correct.
Very surprising.
Yes, that's how the demons think. The problem with the demons are like that.
Yeah, I mean, he had to face so many difficulties in spite of being Supreme Lord.
But nothing is difficulty for him, Prabhu.
Yes, Guruji.
He's
Thank you,
not-
Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Brinda Jai Singh Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank
Hare
you for the class. Yes,
Thank
it is very right what you say that we must know the Bhagavad Gita, and that Bhagavad Gita itself will give us all the benediction and understanding of Lord Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Guruji. Yes. So, though it is 700 verses, but it is for me, it's going to take time to read it in Sanskrit and then understand the purport, though you are doing it with us every day. Yes, Guruji, but this knowledge only has helped us to awaken and
Yes.
understand our purpose in life.
Yes, Mataji. It will help, Mataji. Krishna's mercy, we will, day by day, we will get more and more knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Please
Thank you.
forward your
Yes.
address
Yes,
of
Mataji. I
coming.
will do. Yes, Mataji. I will. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Rajesh Malhotra Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
हरे कृष्णा स्वामी जी।
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
मेरा भी कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है, सिर्फ मैं आपको सुनना चाहता हूँ।
Very nice.
धन्यवाद स्वामी जी, धन्यवाद।
From which place you are from, Prabhu? Where are you from?
I'm from Canada, sir, in the east coast of Canada.
Oh, Eastern time. Okay, East Coast of Canada. Okay, very
जी।
nice, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा जी।
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ratnakar Nayak Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
A very wonderful class.
Yes,
Today I have no question, Guruji.
Are you sure that yellow it will take care of the yellow one?
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Nitin Bele Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful session, Guruji. Thank you for the wonderful session. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Dandavat Pranam, Guruji. No question.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ravindra Goyal Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji, for a wonderful class. No questions for today. Enjoying this Krishna consciousness and your lecture. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Ravin Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Shiva Singh Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Dandavat Pranam.
Pranams Mataji. Dandavat Pranams Mataji.
Thank you so much for enlightening. And
Yes.
Prabhuji, I just have a little doubt. So I want to clear with you that as you said that if we are expert in Bhagavad Gita knowledge, then we can go to Goloka. So,
Yes.
so like myself, when I started reading Bhagavad Gita, then I got attached with Krishna. and then
Yes.
later on the service attitude developed, like serving him, offering and all. So first understanding, then the process of servitude came later on. So
Yes.
if only the understanding of Bhagavad Gita is there, then we can go to Goloka, because somebody just knows that this has happened, but the service attitude has not yet developed. But that, like you said, that we can go to Goloka. So please clarify this thing.
No, if we understand Bhagavad Gita, we are going to love him, correct? That love comes. So the service attitude is coming because you love Krishna.
Okay.
So when you understand this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that Yomam evam asammudo jnanati purushottamam. So anyone who understands without any confusion that I am the supreme personality of God. Yomam evam asammudam jnanati purushottamam. In the 15th chapter, 19th sloka, Krishna is teaching us in the end. Then sasarvavid, he is the knower of everything. Then sarva bhavena, sasarvavid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. He will render devotional service unto me in all respects. So if we know Krishna, then we will serve Krishna. That's it. Because that's what Krishna is teaching us, that sasarvavid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. He knows everything. Sarvavid means knows everything, and he renders devotional service to me in all respects. So that's what is going to happen if we know about Krishna. We are not just, as soon as we know about Krishna, we are not going to straight away go to Golaka. We are going to start loving him, and we will fall in love with him, and then we will render devotional service unto him with love and devotion.
Yes. Actually, I got confused, because in the first half of the Gita, there is Karma Yoga. So I was just confused with that, by Karma Yoga, one can go to Goloka, and later on it's Dhyan Yoga and Dhyan Yoga and Gyan Yoga. Gyanis, so I just got mixed with them. So one more thing.
All are same yogas only, Mataji. Nothing is different. Everything. That's why entire Bhagavad Gita we need to follow. That's.
So even if anyone is following any one path, Prabhuji, like Gyanis are better or Dhyanis are better? Which one is better?
Bhakta only is better, nothing else.
Okay.
Krishna's Bhakta. So Bhakta is a Jnani, Bhakta is a Dhyani, Bhakta is everything. Tapasvibhyo diko yogi, Jnanibhyo pimatadika, Karmibhyascha diko yogi. Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. So yogi is the best. So yogi means following this Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita is the yoga. So following this entire Bhagavad Gita, we will become a yogi. So we will be a devotee of Krishna. So that's what we need to do. There are no different paths. All are same path only. Everything is the same. We cannot say this path or that path. But there are two paths only in terms of worshipping Krishna as a person or in his impersonal form. So those two are two different paths. But there Krishna is strongly recommending that we need to worship him as a person only.
So Prabhuji, when you say that a devotee is a Dhyan yogi also, so is it that because we are chanting, then we are Dhyan yogi, or because we are listening and in our mind we are thinking about Krishna's pastimes, so that way we are Dhyan yogi? How can we become a Dhyan yogi? In which way?
Dhyan yogi means we are remembering Krishna, correct? So we are following
Dhyan yogi, Prabhuji. Dhyan.
Gyan, you are saying about Gyan yogi, correct?
No, Dhyan yogi. I mean to say, how can
you are talking about the 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga, correct, Mataji? 6th chapter.
Yes. Okay.
The 6th chapter is entire. The 6th chapter is yoga. Krishna is simply referring to that as yoga only. There only Krishna is saying that Tasmat yogi bhavarjuna. You become a yogi. So the Dhyana Yoga is not different from the yoga what Krishna is talking about. They're only towards the end, the last sloka in the end Krishna is saying that you become yogi. So yoyam yogas tvaya prokta. Arjuna also says that yoga. So simply they call it as yoga only. It is not simply dhyana yoga. So remembering Krishna, meditating on Krishna, there is the topmost process, Mataji. That's what is very important. That's not a different path.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dandavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Gayatri Mataji, Hare Krishna. Ravin Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Are you able to hear?
Yes, Prabhu, I'm able to hear you very well.
Yeah, today it took a very long time to open actually. Yeah, wonderful class, Guruji. Good examples, and you mentioned about light years and dimensions, M0, LT -1, and all those things. So that's that's wonderful revision of old school time, right? So good, Guruji. So no questions, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shashireka Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Very interesting, especially dedication, devotion without deviation. That was very, very nice, and I think that is such a nice catchword, and to stay with us. You know, devotion without deviation, without distraction. I think that is the key. Yes, so true, Guruji. Yeah, thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you for a wonderful class and for explaining this to us. And I can relate to how Arjuna is feeling. You know, I mean, we were all like that. I was only thinking, Guruji, that I wanted to ask you this, that you know, being born in this human form is a blessing, isn't it? Because that is the only way we can go to Krishna. That is the only way we can go to him. Otherwise, no other yoni has this moksha concept. So only thing is that, as you know, we must not lose this from whatever you have told. I have understood this much, that we can't lose time as a human being. Every minute is precious, that we must only focus on dedicating ourselves to Krishna so that we can go to him and not lose this opportunity of a human birth that he has given to us, so that we don't have to come back into this human form or any other form, any other, you know, again. So I think, yeah, that is the other thing. And then Krishna, and then the Arjuna's today, what you were explaining in the shloka about Arjuna's predicament and how Arjuna was feeling is so much like, you know, you just want, I mean, I think now it becomes very clear in that shloka that he was looking at the outcome, you know, and that is why all the feelings, because he was looking at victory or loss or whatever it was. He was not doing it as something that he was to do for Krishna. And that is when he got understanding after Krishna explained, and which is, you know, which is very true for all of us. Yeah. Yes. I know. Thank you. Thank you, Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you so much. Extremely indebted to you, Guruji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Ram Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Guruji. I managed to join the whole session, but I couldn't focus, Guruji. Headphones on. I was under the meeting. I was chanting through, Guruji, the first and second session, and in between I was called in. So Krishna is helping, Guruji, and as I said, the COVID cases are on the rise here, surge. So a few of my teammates are affected. I'm slotting him and re-baselining the project, Guruji. So let me see, Guruji, probably that is posing a challenge for me to meet you in Chennai. Still, it's Krishna's plan, Guruji. Let me see. I pray to him. I hope to meet you either in Chennai or Bangalore, Guruji. Let me make a dashing trip. We shall keep in touch, Guruji. You can send your mobile number, contact number to India, so that we shall keep in touch, and we can see something fruitful happening, Guruji, during this 1 week's time. Hopefully, it's a Krishna's plan, Guruji. He is making us to meet you. And we should honor and we should abide his statutes, Guruji. Everything will go well, Guruji. Thank you very much. Welcome to India, Guruji. We are all eagerly looking forward to meeting you. And thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Asha Singh Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for again wonderful learning.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Krishna's mercy. Every day we are able to enjoy the nectar. Yes.
Really, Guruji. By Krishna's costless mercy, we understand
Yes.
that if we devotee 100% of our time give for Krishna, then only it is possible.
Yes, yes, Mataji. No doubt about it. It's Krishna's
Is it,
mercy.
Guruji? Yes,
Yes,
Guruji.
Mataji.
Really, it is scientific knowledge, Guruji. We understand.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Praise Kumar Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare
Thanks, Guruji, for another wonderful class. And Guruji, what are like kinds of mind, or like mind is also having sattvic and like
No.
these gunas?
One mind is only one. Mind is not three types of mind, not like that.
Because I was just reading one of like that is Swami Sivananda's book, Mind. And in that he was talking about the types of mind. I was like, I'll be just double checking with you that.
In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is not teaching anything like that. So since our goal is only focusing on Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is not teaching anywhere in any shloka that different types of mind like that he is not teaching.
Mind is one and we have to control that. That's it.
That's
Like
it.
it should
That's
be
it.
our friend rather
Uncontrolled
than
mind or controlled mind. Uncontrolled mind is friend, uncontrolled mind is our enemy. That's it.
Okay, I got it, Guruji. Thank you. Thanks. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Asha Singh Mataji, at that time your voice was breaking when we spoke, but I think you. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. No questions, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Then my internet went away.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Chandrakanta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
No questions, Guruji. Thank you very much for the class, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Shashi Kopat Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji, for today's class as well. Great learning. The discussion also was very wonderful and got to know a lot. The devotion without deviation, that is a very good statement that
Yes.
you have made today. Without
Yes.
the proper knowledge and without devotion to Krishna, I think we will not be able to follow that. But slowly and steadily, we should be able to get devoted completely, and then we will not be deviated.
That is
So,
correct.
nice.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Guru. Yeah.
With
Yes,
Krishna's
Guru.
mercy will happen, Mataji. Krishna's mercy over a period of time we will grow.
Yes, sure. That's right, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji, once again. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Tejasvi Mataji. Hare Krishna. Tejasvi. Vishal Shalunke Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
No questions, Guruji. Joined the lecture just now. Sorry for that, Guruji. I will see the YouTube lecture.
Yes, no problem. We can
Hare
go
Krishna.
through. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Gayatri Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Sorry,
Krishna.
Guruji, not able to, I was not able to unmute that time. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
sometimes it happens. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, a very nice class, Guruji. As
Yes,
you said,
Mataji.
we are all blessed. Whatever we have work in the morning or whatever commitment, we are able to log in and attend the class here about Bhagavad
Yes.
Gita, speak about Bhagavad Gita, see about that, see about the slogas. So all our organs are very engaged in Krishna as of now. It should
Yes,
be a growing path. Krishna should guide us. That's the only prayer, Guruji.
It will happen, Mataji. Krishna's causeless mercy. It will happen.
Yeah. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank
Able to
you,
feel the feelings of Arjuna in the sloka. He's not, his body is burning. He is not able to hold that Gandiba. It's going away from his hand. Oh, what an expression. What a feeling.
Yeah. Arjuna's situation, we need to
Yeah.
really feel.
Nice. Very nice to hear in the morning. Everything goes into the ears, deep into the heart. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you.
No words.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Guruji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram,
Thank you,
Ram,
Guruji.
Ram,
Thank you.
Ram. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Kadiravan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Good class, wonderful class, Guruji. No question, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Nitin Bele Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Guruji.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Actually, I am making prasadam for the Krishna, Guruji.
Very nice, Prabhu. Very nice.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mahendra Shukla Prabhu, are you able to unmute Prabhu? Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Sagu Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji, very
Hare
wonderful
Krishna.
session. And devotion without deviation is very interesting. And without, if we deviate, we cannot devote ourselves. So it's a very important, the deviation, devotion, the words, two terms are very symphonic and more musical and have a very deep. And really, it attends very much deeply and pay and draw our attention to that very important line today you have discussed, the devotion without
deviation.
So it's a more interrelated. If you are deviate, we cannot attain that that ultimate truth, the Paramatma, the Atman and Paramatma. How it is interrelated. That even if ISKCON has published Isavasya Upanishad, so that Vedantic philosophy, that Jagat Vidya, so that is the Tattvamasi. Thou art thou, you are that, everything, oneness, integral wholeness. You can find when you surrender ourselves. So there is no difference between you and me and I, all things. If you see everything, so in one. So that is a very great, wonderful sessions. Really, I am very grateful. It make us more and introspective. By the attending this class, we are more inward awakening taking place. So regularly. So it's the Antakarana Suddhi, that is cleansing of our own inner self, is very important, and that is taking place in Gita class. So we are proud, not superficial. It's a very important to develop our personality, to develop ourself, that without Gita, we cannot achieve anything. This is the prime, this is the ultimate truth. We should admit it. So there is no other way out. So almost all over the world, all have surrendered to Krishna. There is ultimate truth, ultimate power, or spirit is there. So we are just like a instrument. So we have to attune ourselves to that, the Paramatma, the Lord Krishna, so that we can build a harmonic life and good and the transcendent knowledge. We can lead a very blissful and divine life we can attain. So we are grateful, Guruji. You have injected in our mind as much you can. You put all your endeavors for our transformation of ourselves, how to develop, and you try your best. So that is very great. So I am very indebted to you, Guruji, for your enlightening class and make us more enlightened, and that is very important. Antakarana Suddhi. You make us, that is not external, internal. That is very important. So very thankful. Pranam Guruji, Satata Naman, Naman, Naman.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu. Tejasvi. Hare. We'll look at to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna. Tejasvi, are you able to talk? Hare Krishna. Tejasvi. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Tejasvi, Mataji, I don't know, there is a lot of noise is coming, not able to hear you. Maybe tomorrow we can talk. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We'll again continue our Bhagavad Gita class tomorrow. Hare Krishna.